What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. And y'all, I told you, I warned you, it's about to get a little messy. Like the video as the intro plays, because I'm back. I was gone for a minute, but now I'm back on the jump off.
Make it make sense. Could somebody please make it make sense?
Make it make sense,
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Robin, to me, she never really gave me
Feminine? Now somebody's saying they can't believe it's only episode 8. Okay, y'all. So, couple things before we begin. I was like really trying to like rack my brains on why Sheree and Marlo feel like Candy has not been upfront. And I was like, okay, I know I've heard some things about Sheree. Some people have told me some off the record conversations, but there have been some on the record conversations. So Sheree Whitfield, y'all remember this? What she wanted to do was present that Bob was just a deadbeat. He wasn't paying her any of the money that he owed her. Y'all remember that? I'm sure you remember that because that was what she by Sheree and Bob being a deadbeat. Then we found out that Bob didn't technically owe her child support because Sheree owed him. But there were two people. There were two people back in the day. This is how long I have been watching YouTube that I used to watch all the time. I still watch them today. It was Funky Dineva and Michelle A.T. Alien. And they stayed on Sheree Whitfield's neck so hard that she took them to court. Now, for those of you guys who just started watching YouTube, when this happened, it was larger than life. So I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of Michelle and Funky exposing what was really going on with Sheree, that Sheree did not put on the show, mind you, but she wants Candy to do better.
Oh, we're going to play that video for y'all. TMZ don't play it first. But what else is pertinent? The tax evasion. Let's talk about that real quick. So everybody knows Sheree owed the IRS a whole bunch of money. A whole bunch of money, bitch. See, the gag is instead of filing restraining orders against us, she needs to be filing restraining orders against them creditors who keep coming to collect her shit.
She can't do that.
Because she don't know who they is. She probably don't know who all she owed. Anyway, real quick. So give us the property rundown.
So I mean, I guess
the property was her family name
in cash, in her mama's name, whatever.
Damn,
so,
Rottweiler tail. It's laid like alopecia.
So the mama transferred it to her. The lien came out. She transferred it to Tiara Fuller, which is her daughter, 20-something-year-old. Then Tiara, I guess, because of our, she's young. Who wants their credit?
Your mama fucking up your credit over some foolishness.
Then Tiara transferred it from Tiara to Blue Management LLC. Here's the crazy thing. The attorney asked Tiara, did you sign this over? She's like, I don't know. I guess my mama did.
Well,
she was
fraud? They know nothing. So then did you see when he asked her, Sheree, what position do you hold with Blue Management? Are you one of the officers? Yes, I am one of the officers. Then the bitch got to think about it.
I mean,
no, I'm one of the owners.
I'm not the owner.
I'm not the owner.
I own it. I mean, my daughter owns it. It's owned by me and my children.
So let's explain the game. The reason why they roll it is it's a.
Okay, so I see you guys are saying y'all remember this. Sheree didn't talk about any of this that was very much going on while she was in the show. Just saying. Just saying. Look, it's very difficult for people to say that Candy ain't exposed everything because we didn't saw the ins and outs of Mama Joyce, her relationship, all the sex stuff, everything. But Sheree only wanted to play the role of, mom who wasn't getting child support. And then Bob went to court, represented himself, made Creonta look bad, and that was that. So Sheree, you could do a little bit better of giving us more since you want more from Candy.
Into a holding company or LLC because the IRS is looking for Sheree. Okay, they're looking for her.
I'm assuming.
We're assuming that they're looking for her. So she's trying to take it out of her name and put it in a holding company
Put it in
name,
everybody's
so
name.
she can just keep it.
Yeah.
So if she go on record though in court saying that
Cue the content guy. I don't know if they own homes, but that's not the point. The point is all these things were going on in Sheree's life, and she was not giving that to the cameras. That's the point. We see each other. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's very weird to hear that. But anyway, sorry. Somebody is joining me. Not Jesus, take the wheel. Just saying, people knew Sheree's business and she sued them so they would be quiet. And she lost. She wanted a whole restraining order and everything. Okay, so we're getting to tonight's episode. Drew's daughter is adorable. That kid is one of the cutest kids that I have seen on the show. Adorable kid, always nice, always memorable. That's the best thing that never came from Ralph. But okay, so now we're getting to Allison. Allison is Drew's sister who has had some form of a mental break, maybe. Which I hope that Allison gave Drew permission to talk about what's going on with her mental wellness on the show. But as it stands, we know that Allison has had some issues, is no longer Drew's manager, managed her for 30 years, and does not like Blockhead. And for that reason, I like Allison. Allison said that Blockhead... Sorry, Allison said that Blockhead is, what was her terms? Controlling and manipulative. And I agree 100%. And even when Drew was so excited to find out that her sister was going to come to visit, we find out that her sister was not allowed at the house. What? There would never be a situation where you can tell me that my family is banned. And it was after being called controlling and speaking her mind about Ralph. Ralph used this verbiage. I banned her from my house. That says a lot, right? Because now we have Ralph not wanting Drew in the marital home. I don't know what's going on there, but I think that might be Ralph's home. And just like before, he said, my home. As far as I know, when you're a husband and wife, that's our home. So just right there, the controlling element. So I saw this preview on Bravo like a few days before, and I put this comment up. I said, the fact is the sister held a mirror to Ralph and he couldn't take it. Narcissistic personalities feed off people who allow their bad behavior and repel those who see them for who they are. Right? Well, I found out that this was Allison. Have you read my mind? Tell that to my sister. So me and Allison see each other. I even found out a whole bunch of stuff about Allison, who she was married to. The lady has led a very interesting life. And I'm glad to see that she's reunited with her sister. Drew is actually growing on me this season. I wasn't feeling her first season. I definitely think that Ralph plays a part in why I was not feeling Drew. And now that she's separated from Ralph, I can see a little bit more of who Drew is. Because I felt like he gaslit her every chance that she got, and she didn't necessarily stand up for herself. The whole being in Tampa thing was disgusting. Y'all can put in the chat. Do you guys like Drew better this season, or where are you standing with her? Oh, well, I thought you were about to say you have respect for Ralph. Ralph is trying the DeSantis approach. Stop. Whoa. What does Ralph do? Work my nerves. We got over 300 people in the chat. Please hit the like button. She said no. Drew is still messy and be lying. That whole chef thing is in question for me. Not Drew is born in whack. I like her better this season. Okay, Norris. Q is on one tonight. She's always been born. I like Drew this season. Okay, so the reactions are mixed, but you got to keep it honest around here. When he was saying that he might, whenever somebody starts speaking real low, I might have to leave. I don't know if I can be around her. Where you going, to Tampa? It doesn't. I don't like Ralph. I'm sorry. I don't like his character on the show. I don't like the way he talks to his wife. I'm ready for him to go. I would hate to see a relationship break up with their young children, but I really do think that Ralph is nobody's friend, and I don't think he's a good husband. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Sheree. Sheree has not turned a profit for She by Sheree yet. Raise your hand if you're not surprised. You can't take items that are on sale for $50 on other websites and mark them up $200 just because you're Sheree Whitfield. Maybe if she did like a 10% markup or a 25% markup, that's how you move items quickly. T-shirts should be somewhere between $20 to $40. And the $40 would be a good premium soft T-shirt. Who is her manager? Her manager don't even wear her hat on camera. Sheree had to tell you that. And okay, so y'all decided to be messy tonight too. Okay. Look, it is what it is. Good luck, Sheree. But y'all notice that Sheree had on her I'm actually intelligent glasses. Sheree had on her smart girl glasses. It was a hot girl summer with some smart girl glasses. I was just like, but Sheree is now really digging into Candy being the problem and Candy being the issue with I'm not really supporting you. There's a whole line of proof that Candy supported Sheree in all of her endeavors. Yes, she talks about the show. Yes, she reviews the show, but it would be like Sheree being mad that I was reviewing the show right now. Candy has like 10, 12 million Instagram followers. She posted She by Sheree all on there. Sheree going to we'll get to Sheree and Candy sit down. But good luck, Sheree. That's all I can say. Let's move on to Marlo. Kudos to Marlo for really putting her charitable efforts at the forefront. Marlo's not my favorite, but I can appreciate anybody that does charity work. And I do think that Marlo really does have an affinity for helping young people who are in foster care. And for that, kudos. But everything else, trash. Not feeling it. Sheree like Marlo, hating on Candy and lying. And y'all heard tonight, they both had defunct clothing stores that probably charge too much. But okay, let's move on to Marlo. Oh, does anybody know what Belk is? Belk is selling Mommy Nation stuff. I've never heard of it, but I'm happy for any time somebody's making some money. Mims, I'm trying to stay in the bushes and you got me jumping out. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chastity Girl. I appreciate it. We got over 400 people in here. Definitely hit that like button. YouTube is punishing me because I took some time off. So definitely hit that like button. We get to Sanya again, like caping for Marlo. Saying the Marlo that I know, is not what these girls see. These people have been around Marlo for 10 plus years. They know who Marlo is. They don't need somebody who's getting Marlo's representative for the camera explaining to us and Sanya it's too much. It's too much. I enjoyed seeing Black Love. Belk is the Macy's of the South. Okay, well, kudos to her for getting her products out there. She did it quicker than Sheree. and they're at affordable price points. Yes, I like Sanya and Ralph. Or I mean, Sanya and her husband, but I just don't. I don't know how she fits in this show, and I don't really need her explaining who Marlo is to me. Marlo is Marlo's gonna be going on a date, and when Marlo said, and I quote, "No one has been between my legs for the last 4 years." I'm curious to know what everybody else was thinking when Marlo said that nobody has been in between her legs for the last 4 years. What was what was everybody else thinking and saying when Marlo said nobody had been? I Miss Duke, Team Marlo. Okay, well, Marlo does have fans. So shout out to all Marlo's fans. Definitely. Shout out to all of Marlo's fans. I don't know that I necessarily believe everything that was coming out of Marlo's yeah, okay, so y'all are going in. I think she means 4 minutes, 4 hours. They die. Her house is paid. She don't need any dates. Okay. I kind of like her. She's older now with these 2 bad nephews. I applaud her being with her nephews. I applaud her for her foster care stuff, but I don't see it for Marlo. I definitely don't see it for Marlo. But kudos to her for finally giving us a date. She gave us Charles Grant, an older white man, and that was all like in her first season. Ever since then, we don't know what's going on in her life. We just know she can afford a lot of expensive clothing. And we don't know where she makes her money from. So everybody in Atlanta has a Bentley truck? Does everybody in Atlanta have a Bentley truck? Because this is Sanya and her husband's truck. What? So Candy just starts the trend. Y'all asked to see Aston. This is Aston Martin. You gonna say hello? I don't think Aston is stunting y'all. Aston is, I think he's like 7 weeks old. He was attacking me yesterday. But now he wants to be nice. Okay. So anyway, kudos to Marlo for showing us a date. Candy and Sheree meet. Not they all renting. I think Candy owns hers. I think Candy owns hers. Okay. Let me stop being mean to Marlo. Okay. Candy and Sheree. It always starts off nice. Sheree can always put a nice, nasty smile on until it's not nice anymore. Sheree is upset with Candy because she feels like Candy does too much negative talking about her brand on Candy's, speak on it or her little skits that she does. Foster care parents get checks for the child. They are reasonable to take care of. Yeah, but I haven't been a foster child, but I can imagine that just the thought of not being with your biological parents, I'm sure having somebody like Marlo pay attention and provide clothing and an ear. I give Marlo a hard time, but I commend her for all of her work with foster children and bringing awareness to it. And y'all know I give her a hard time, but I like that about her. Something about charity work and seeing people really investing in it, The truck that Todd bought her with her. Thank you for the super chat. Q says the truck that Todd bought her with her money. He said it, not me. Aston's name should be Marlo. I don't know if his mommy would like that. Y'all, he was really attacking me yesterday. He was really attacking me, and I didn't know why, but it was because he had his first bath, and he was angry. So anybody who tried to touch him, he bit at them. We got to do this really quick because this is supposed to be at the beginning of the show. This is what Karen wore to the BET Awards. Now, I'm going to say on Karen's show, Karen is one of the more fashionable ones. Karen usually gets it right. I don't like it. I like Karen. Y'all know I always say Karen then came a long way. I don't like that look, Karen. I don't like it. I think I don't know what I don't like it. Too bad Gabor doesn't do his red carpet reviews anymore because he'd probably eat her up. Who is Aston's mom? My sister, who was allergic to dogs, and then one day there's an Aston. But he's hypoallergenic, so I guess that's why. It's cute. It needs to be altered. Pajamas. What can you say about Marlo's showroom designer rental business? I think it could be profitable. It is. It's been in vogue. You can't take that from her. Marlo is fashionable. I think stylists would have been. I think that she probably should have been more of a stylist than a scammer, and she would have been worlds away and wouldn't need any man's money. She has a good eye. A little over the top with the labels, but I'm a straight shooter, pow pow. Marlo does bring fashion. Karen gave age appropriate. Karen should have done better than that. I like it, but I think not on her. Yeah, I don't know what the PJ look was. Just saying. Okay, so back to Sheree and Candy. This little is stretched out, acting crazy. So, because this was the scene of the night. Sheree is upset. Candy doesn't understand why, because everybody else has talked about the clothing. It was a central part of Sheree's storyline last year. Everybody praised her for the fashion show. Everybody was super happy that she had something going on. But it was laughable when the stuff crashed. How do you not provide, like after all this time, your server should be handled the influx of people who are trying to shop? I heard a rumor that Marlo's business got a contract with Netflix. Can you verify, Mims? I think Marlo said something like that, but I wouldn't be surprised because the business model for Netflix and Tyler Perry type movies is quick, fast, in a hurry. They'll film 18 hours of the day, and films used to take 6 months, 8 months to do. Now they're doing them in 2 months. So there's a much faster turnaround, which is why there are streaming services that can give you a whole season of a show in no time. So I would not be surprised if somebody does have some made-for-TV movie or something and they want to work with Marlo directly because she does have fashionable clothes. It's a good look for Marlo. Hopefully it works. Y'all know I like business things. And shout out to Marlo for doing something that, won't land her in jail. So kudos to Marlo. I'm telling you, I'm shady but fair. Good luck to Marlo. She by Sheen. Look, this was Sheree's opportunity to stick it to Candy, and she did. She reminded the public that Candy did not have a passing grade with the health department. She reminded people that Candy sells moderately priced clothing at Tag's Boutique, and you could only wash them one time. I don't know if they're serving bullets or biscuits. Sheree got Candy in this scene. I don't think that Sheree realized that Candy was going to gut punch her back. Sheree had to admit that she does order from the same company as Sheen. And she just puts her name on it. And that they had told her to do this years ago. And she said the public deserves more from me and the public has more expectations for me. What? The public has no expectations because you could spend $100,000 and show up to a fashion show with no fashions. We have no expectations. We expected it not to cost so much. We expected to be able to go to the website without it crashing. We expected it before season 14, but You did not live up to those expectations, ma'am. So we don't have expectations. We have lowered expectations. Y'all, she thought she got Candy, but Candy stayed cool and collected and basically just made you admit that you are selling Shein clothing for an exceptionally high markup. Where they do that at? And she's not the only one. Y'all remember those $800 bags that Cynthia was selling and her $400 eyeglasses? Why would you have that kind of markup? You need to go to Burlington Coat Factory. That's what you need to do. She could have been the queen of Burlington Coat Factory or the queen of Kohl's. But instead, you're selling $200-300 athleisure clothing. It doesn't make sense. You should have listened to Candy when she was trying to help you. Just saying. you look, for every one item that Louis Vuitton sells, Burlington Coat Factory sells 50 to 100. So when people make fun of the Burlington Coat Factories or the Macy's of the world, or, oh, you're buying off the rack, very few people can actually afford the Louis Vuitton, but people can afford Macy's, and they will buy Macy's in bulk. They will buy Burlington Coat Factory Burlington Coat Factory, or it used to be Palais Royal, all this kind of stuff. Belk, I'm assuming based on what y'all are saying, there is strength in numbers. If your prices were low, you could turn around all kinds of products. But instead, you've upped it because you feel that the public has these expectations of you. Like Candy said, she don't even put her name on her clothes. She just sells other low, moderately priced clothing. But you over here struggling with one website. Sheree, good luck. Good luck. Because I don't know if Sheree really be believing the stuff that comes out of her mouth. I don't. I really don't. So y'all can put who y'all thought won. It was a good. Candy held her own, and Candy's not really a reader. Candy's one of those people who read you with truth. Dang, is Palais Royal still open? No, I don't think Palais Royal's open. But yeah, get in Target. Isaac Mizrahi got in Target. Missoni got in Target. These luxury brands realize that if they can mass produce clothing and sell them in bulk, they'll make more money than their luxury brand. Like, Sheree, you could hire me. Just saying. She by Sears. Exactly. That's who she needs to connect with. Sheree by Sears. That would be a good look for Sheree. That's exactly where she or Sheree needs to go. Sears. Sonia and her husband are still talking about children. Again, a cute enough scene. I feel like Sonia and her husband are two of the people on the cast that are actually still really in love. I like them enough, but there's not really much there. Candy and Todd in his movie. I said the exact same thing when I heard that the movie was about a hall pass. Candy's shtick for the last 12 seasons has been sex positivity. So I can feel Candy when she's like, I don't want to be typecast as the person who's turning people out. Plus, it can start to leave a bad taste in your mouth, or, if people always see you like that all the time, then if something else pops up, they'll believe, well, Candy did it. So I could see her not wanting to, again, be the sexual person. I'm going to turn you out. I'm giving you a hall pass. Oh, we just ate Sheree. Oh, then you need to go back to the beginning of this one, because I called in a couple of old school Sheree roasters. Right. Over sexualization is not good. She by Value City. Oh, we got almost 600 people in here. Definitely hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Again, YouTube is punishing me because I took some time off. So your boy's going to have to put in the work. They don't want me to take a day off. Dang. I think I took like a week. Whatever. Mental health is important. Okay. There's really not much to say about Todd's movie. Good luck. I don't know where it's going to go. Is it like Netflix or something like that? Is he still trying to sell it? Does he have to film it first and then sell it to a distributor? Maybe Kenya could produce. Drew and her mom. The chef is killing me. Drew always has the chef at the house, and I don't know if the chef is for show. I don't know if the chef is more because they actually use a chef and they have money like that. But the only other person that I know on the Housewives of Atlanta who has a chef all the time was Kim Zolciak. And Drew, you don't want any comparisons to Kim Zolciak. So do you actually have the money like that or what? Even if you can't cook, always having a chef there, it's like grandiose. Now, if that's how you live in, let us know, because I don't know where all this money is coming from. And as far as we see, your husband is in every scene with you. So I don't know if he's just a consummate professional who, I don't know. It doesn't bode well. But the mom, I like Drew's mom. She adds an element. I don't know. I just like her. I feel like even though she's a pastor, she's kind of like no nonsense. She says it like it is. I have no problems with Drew's mom. And I don't feel like she tries to do what Phaedra did. Put the prayer cloth between Phaedra's legs, because Phaedra was ripping that off. How did Phaedra catch a stray? Sorry. So Allison arrives and Ralph runs to the bedroom. I don't like Ralph. What happened to Martell? They're not taking, because it was fake Cheryl. It wasn't real Cheryl. They couldn't even pretend for cameras or get their story straight, Cheryl. So Drew is having her video at a skating rink, but she can't skate. Was anybody else scratching their head? You then you messed up your Achilles. You was where's your scooter? Through multiple scenes, and you choose to do something like skate when you can't skate. Just saying. But she's definitely spending money. So this is an independent project, and she has her whole production. So I hope that this pays off for Drew. And Drew does have a good voice. So Allison breaks down crying at the shoot, and she is really trying to connect and make amends with Blockhead. I'm happy for Allison, because if you listen closely at the very beginning of the episode, they said that somebody got approved to bring Allison there. So I feel like this was Allison dipping her foot back into her relationship with her sister. She was trying to be as nice as possible to Blockhead. So this was a genuine scene when they're all crying and embracing. I just wondered if Ralph was really ready to forgive her, or if Ralph realized I need to put on for cameras, because I couldn't determine it. I can't really read into Ralph. I'm inclined not to believe anything he says. I know the mom was being serious. I know Allison was being serious. I know Drew was being serious. I don't know if Ralph was putting on for cameras, but y'all can tell me in the replay if you felt what he was saying. Sanya and Marlo. So Marlo is on the way to one of her non-paying dates, and she's on the phone with Sanya, and everybody's getting her head up, and Sanya lets her know that Drew had this event where everybody was going to be in her music video, and she felt a way that she wasn't invited. If I'm putting money out of my own pocket and I don't really F with you like that, and on top of that, we're not really getting along, and every time all the girls are around, it becomes a fight. Nope, not at my event. Do that at a restaurant like y'all normally do. So I wouldn't have invited her either. But she decides to call Drew to try to be messy and be fake to congratulate her on this video that she wasn't invited to, and she was mad. Look, Drew got her right together. She thought that Drew was just going to skate by everything. Poor pun. She thought that Drew was just going to skate by everything that had just gone on and let her be. And Drew got right into her. I didn't like when you did this. You're going to need to apologize for this. To the point where Marlo's little stupid plan failed and she hung up on the girl. As if Drew cares. She didn't even invite you to her thing. Marlo feels that Drew is bad built and that Ralph wants to see somebody malicious like her. Does anybody know what malicious is? Nope. Okay. The woman said that he needed somebody malicious. Whatever. Marlo is clowning the not offer up. Is that the right word or a word? No, she meant voluptuous. The word that she was trying to say was voluptuous. What came out was malicious. Anyway, she's clowning the man's restaurant. Now, I'm going to say this from the very beginning. If you are going on a date with somebody else, when you're going on a date with somebody new, and they are clowning your restaurant, saying, why is it in a strip mall? Why am I being taken here? From the very beginning, it's not a great look. But I can tell you this much. I think that this guy would be a good match for Marlo if he were not there to promote his business. Now, y'all can hear me out. You can take somebody to your restaurant, tell them it's yours, but he was giving me Peter Thomas vibes, and it has nothing to do with the fact that he's Jamaican and everything to do with the fact that this became an actual commercial for his products. His smoked old fashioned, his pepper prawns. This was product placement at its best. This man should have paid Marlo for the date, because I know a few people from Atlanta are going to go to his restaurant for the food and the way some of these ladies swoon over him for the younger version of Peter Thomas too. Look, how did Marlo not see this? She was kind of smitten, they pour, oh, okay, panty dropper, sugar daddy, diva approved. The producers were on it. I think that they all have to be sugar daddies for her to even step her foot into the door. Poor doesn't get you a date with Marlo. But I do think that they look together. They look good together, all jokes aside. I like the fact that, they're very open about both of them being scammers and are now reformed. But this was very much Peter Thomas and Cynthia. I don't care what anybody says. This was a commercial for this man's business. I'm not hating on it, but this was a commercial. And Marlo needs to pick up on that quick. Nakase T. Jonas says, just supporting your channel. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Is it Nakase or Nakase? Let me know. Put it in the comments for me. Thank you for the super chat. Y'all think they look good together? Let me see. 4 for 4, people 2. She said she was young, so she knows she likes the senior Senate. Reform scammers. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. Reform scammers. Marlo has standards. Red Lobster now. Really V says she's going. She by Walmart. She meant voluptuous. Okay. They said that he looked like Johnny who sued. This man does not look like Johnny. Not at all. Not at all. Marlo ain't dating. Yes, they matched. Marlo likes her man in a wheelchair. Felonies of look, y'all are really going. I think I give her a hard time, but I think they look good together. I think he was flirting with the whole that she's never sucked the head before. Now he didn't believe that before he said it. But it's not bad. We asked for Marlo to show us a date. She didn't show us her real dates with money, but this guy, not bad. No more product placement though. If Candy can product place, your new man can't product place. And this was an endorsement for his restaurant. He did okay on Hell's Kitchen. Oh, okay. So he's like a celebrity chef. Is fake for TV. Felony. Okay, so yeah. Marlo has been so fake right now that even on the day she's acting and you can't believe it. Yeah. Jamaicans do eat and suck the fish head. Now, I don't know about Creole and Cajun people, but they do, not me, but they do suck the head of a crawfish. I don't get into that, but a lot of people in my family do. He's over here really clowning. A lot of the people in my family do that. Look, Marlo, kudos to you for showing us a man. It's not your man. It's not the man that's going up on that scooter thing up the stairs. That's what we want to see. We want to know if you broke Jane Fonda and Ted Turner up. That's what we want to know. Until that, I don't believe it. Kudos to you for the foster parent thing, but the fact that you called Drew bad built and said that her husband wanted your delicious titties, all that kind of stuff it's not necessary. It's not fun to watch. Do better. That's all I can say is do better. You guys, this episode was not bad. It was definitely a filler, but I'm giving it to Candy for the Candy versus Sheree, and I'm giving it to Drew for Drew versus Marlo. Sheree and Marlo keep taking L's, just like their business is closing. Did y'all realize that both Sheree and Marlo had overpriced retail stores that crashed and burned? So y'all are all about glamour. Y'all are all about labels. Y'all are all about this stuff. But the people that y'all dog out are the ones that stay successful in business. So good luck to them. Yes, y'all asked to meet Aston. He's being really, really nice right now. But yesterday he was a terror. He was a terror yesterday. If I did this, he would try to bite me. He's like 2 pounds. He could fit in my shoe. Are you ready to sign off? He's over it. But yeah, if you just getting here, you're gonna definitely want to go to the beginning of this show. I told y'all it was gonna be messy. We went all the way back 10 years where Funky Dineva and Michelle A.T. exposed Sheree. Everything that Sheree said that Candy needed to do, they did for Sheree because she wasn't putting all that stuff on camera. So I'm gonna see you guys later. Aston I think he's ready for bed. Aston attacked you because you keep talking about Marlo. You like Marlo? No, he says his shit is real. He says he didn't need to get his stuff boosted. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.